Cheevo, guys!
What up, guys? This is
Cheevo, guys!
back here again with another video. Today, I want to talk to you guys about how to become a starter in NBA 2K20. First and foremost, you need to actually play some games. There is no way to become a starter via simulation in MyCareer. It's going to take anywhere from 10 to 30 games of actually playing. First thing you want to do is go to your options, then go down to settings, and then you want to change the quarter length to 12 minutes. Other thing is you want to make sure that you attend all of the team practices. You know, the first 5 to 10 practices, I recommend actually doing the drills, but once you've done a few of them, you can just go and attend practice. Once you're in the gym, you can press start and you can exit to the next game on your schedule. So the reason we switched it to 12-minute quarters is because we're not a starter at first. At first, they're only going to be letting you play 20 to 30% of the game. So 20 to 30% of 4-minute quarters is hardly nothing. You're not going to be able to get a good team grade, and you're not going to be able to rack up any points. So what we want to do is switch it to the 12-minute quarters. This will result in us playing 5 to 8 minutes of actual game time. 5 to 8 minutes, that will allow you to get a way better team grade and a lot more shots in. At first, your stats aren't going to be that great. You're just going to want to start off with mostly layups at first. Once you rack up your attributes and your points, you can start getting better at shots, and you can start, making close range shots, mid-range shots, and even three-point shots. A good way to get a good team grade at first would be just to assist a lot. If your player isn't good enough to make shots yet, just make sure that you rack up a lot of assists. That'll end up getting you some VC, and then you can start increasing your attributes on your shooting. Assuming you switch to 12-minute quarters, around anywhere between 10 to 15 games, you should be able to put up a lot of points. After playing 10 games of 12-minute quarters, by game 11 I was putting up over 40 points. I think by game 13 or 14 I got my achievement for putting up 50 points. After a while, you'll start getting Player of the Game. Player of the Game is awarded to the best player in that game. You can get Player of the Game by putting up a lot of points, assists, and getting some rebounds. Pretty much just having better stats than everyone else. You will also have post-game press conferences and interviews. You want to make sure that you give your teammates credit during those interviews. That will increase your chemistry, which helps you become a starter. I believe to become a starter, you have to at least have 75% chemistry with your team. After you start getting good, you'll start getting endorsements. I think I got endorsements from Jordan and Gatorade. This is going to increase the VC that you get every game. After putting up 50 points in week 14, I ended up getting a post-game interview. Once again, just make sure that you're giving your teammates credit when reporters ask you questions. This will give you big boosts in chemistry with your team. There's also fan-oriented answers. Fans are good too. I believe fans have a lot to deal with you becoming a starter as well, but most importantly, chemistry. Eventually, you're going to have the assistant coach pull you into the office, and he's going to let you know, hey, you're doing really good and we're thinking about letting you become a starter. So just keep doing good for a few more games, and eventually, you'll be a starter with the team. This is the first step in becoming a starter. You need to make sure that you have this interaction with your assistant coach. This is a good indication that you're going to become a starter soon, and you need to be taking the next few games seriously. You want to make sure that you perform well and that you put up a lot of points and get a good team grade. Besides that, you can always go to your stats and you can go to My Minutes. This will show you how many minutes you are getting compared to your teammates. You have your starting 5, and then you have your bench 6, bench 7, bench 8. Right now, I'm bench 6, which is the best bench slot available. The next best thing would be being a starter. So what I need to do is I just need to make sure that I do well in the next few games, and I should become a starter in no time. But the minutes is really the best thing to look at if you're trying to see how close you are to becoming a starter. Other than that, if you look at the progression tab, it shows you my points, fans, and team chemistry. Once again, you need to have about 75% chemistry at least to become a starter. You also need to have 75% chemistry to be able to use a takeover. As you can see right now, I'm at 73%. However, over the next few games, I'll be over 75%. So other than that, I think you need to have at least 100,000 fans. Other than that, just make sure you do good in your next few games. Assuming you do well in your next few games, you should go back to your minutes, and then eventually you'll see that you are on the starting 5. So before I started this next game, this is the first time it shows me in the starting 5. It shows me as the starting shooting guard. I felt like the 76ers were a good choice because their shooting guard that they have starting is only rated a 72 in this game. So if you guys are starting up a new MyCareer and you haven't picked your team yet, I would recommend the shooting guard position and selecting the 76ers. Selecting the shooting guard on the 76ers is a pretty quick path to becoming a starter. So now that I know I'm starting, I'm going to go ahead and start up the next game. I'm going to skip this practice because I know I'm a starter now. And this is going to trigger a cutscene where your coach comes up to you and lets you know, hey bud, you're going to be starting this game. And then you're going to ask him, hey, what about the guy that was starting in my position before me? You can answer however you like. At this point, you're already a starter, so the answers don't really matter. The answer I chose gave me some extra fans, which is always good, helps with endorsements. And that wraps up my tips and tricks on how to become a starter in NBA 2K20 MyCareer. Now that you're a starter, you can go ahead and go for a lot of the MyCareer achievements. Once you're starting, if you keep it at 12-minute quarters, you're going to get a ton of playing time. It'll be real easy to get your 50-point achievement, your double-double, and your triple-double. However, the quadruple-double is a pretty difficult achievement. I think only a few talented players will get that one, but you can get most of your MyCareer achievements once you're starting and you're playing 12-minute quarters. Other than that, I appreciate you guys tuning in as always. If this video helped you out, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.